And we're glad he got over to the right side of the aisle. It's just fun to have him over here. If it is true, and I really do believe that the people in this room are responsible for electing Al Franken, I owe you a personal debt of gratitude because, you know, as important as it was to get that 60th vote in the Senate, it wasn't nearly as important as it was to be the only Coleman in elected office in the state of Minnesota. We only have a couple minutes to speak, and so I hope that I get a chance to chat with you some more. But I got to tell you, I'm really frustrated by what's happening in this country with Republicans that think that all they have to do is shout louder and they can shut down the debate on health care, on economic stimulus, on all the kinds of things that are important to this country. They're like the ugly American tourist that goes over to France and say, you know, if we just yell a little bit louder, maybe they'll agree with us. But the fact of the matter is, no matter how much they yell, no matter how much they scream, no matter how much they stand up and try to shut down the process, we're not going to allow it to happen. When I saw someone stand up and call Tim Walz a communist the other day at FarmFest, and he stood up and he stood proud and he said, I didn't spend 24 years of my life in the military to be called a communist by you or anybody else. It's the beginning of us fighting back. And I want to just say, I don't think the tone has to be this ugly. I don't think it has to. I don't think that we have to put up with this. I think you can look at what we've done in the city of St. Paul to change the tone and the tenor. You know, we heard from Republicans forever, all run government like a business. So you know what? One of the first things I did was I brought in 5 CEOs, including CEOs of Fortune 500 companies and some of the largest employers in the state of Minnesota. And I said, look at my budget. Tell me from a business perspective what we should be doing differently. After 3 months of looking at our budget, looking at what we've done, looking at the history, you know what they came up with? You need more money. You need more revenue. That's what business people that look at this and see know what we can do. When I hear people saying that it's the teacher's fault, that our children aren't learning what they need to do, we said, you know what? Why don't we stand up and take responsibility ourselves as a community and say, what can we do to support our teachers instead of accusing them of being responsible for all the ills of society? And when everybody says you can't work through the public employee unions and the other unions because you can't deal with them, we said no, we're going to bring them to the table. We're not just going to have them sit at the table, we're going to listen to them, we're going to incorporate what they have to say, and we're going to move forward together. And we're going to do it in a way that makes it sustainable. If you want to know what the next governor of the state of Minnesota has to do to move the state of Minnesota forward, come to St. Paul and look at what we have done. After 12 years of Norm Coleman and Randy Kelly, and 12 years of disinvestment and pushing problems into the future, we have reversed what has happened in the city of St. Paul. That's what's going to happen at the state level. We're going to have to do it together. We're going to have to stand up. We can change the tone. We can change the direction. We can move Minnesota forward together. Thank you very much.